What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the stream. We're back at it again with a little bit of Euro Truck Sim 2. I've missed this game. I've missed playing this game, and we are back in the Scania. But firstly, before I start the video, I just want to mention I do have a new headset, a new microphone. So if the volumes are too loud, please let me know. Be massively appreciated. So it's just going to be a little bit of trial and error today. But I do want to apologise for the lack of content, the lack of videos recently. I've not been very well myself. And I've only just managed to kind of get over it, if that makes any sense. So if my voice sounds a bit strange, if I sound a bit, run down during this stream, that is the reason why. But like I said, I hope you all have enjoyed your weekend so far. We're going to kick it off in today's stream with a little bit of Euro Truck. Now, we do have a couple of streams through the course of the day, but I thought, what a better way to start it off than to play a little bit of Euro Truck to begin the day. So like I say, without further ado, let's just get stuck straight in, shall we? So like I say, I've already accepted a delivery. As you can see, beautiful truck. I absolutely love the Scanias. They are incredible. Anyway, let's check the map and let's see the distance. So as you can see, we've got quite a lengthy route to start. So obviously, just sit back, chill out, relax, grab whatever you need to grab, because this is going to be a long one by the looks of it. 951 miles, trip time nearly 28.5 hours, so that's pretty decent. I just can't get over the size of this map. The map is absolutely massive. There will be more DLC bought because I want to explore a few more areas along the way. But like I said, guys, new microphone. If it's too loud, if it's too quiet, please let me know in the chat, and I will adjust the volumes for you. But yeah, let's get started, shall we? It's been a little while since I played this. Oh, parking brake off. Might help a little bit. Kind of glad he stopped. It feels so weird being back playing this. It's been a little while, but like I said, I fancy doing some trucking. That's the one beautiful thing about this game, is that you don't really have to take it too seriously if you don't want to. Just play it and chill out at your own leisure. It's the best thing about it. You're gonna let me through? Thank you very much. We're okay for fuel. I topped up at the garage before we set off, which is pretty nice. Lovely that you're able to actually do that at your like your home sort of depot, so to speak. But unfortunately, it still charges you. Either way, I suppose it would eventually, wouldn't it? gear changing is just, it's such a beautiful thing to do. Like I can't express it enough, to be completely honest with you. I mean, there's no game that has ever come close to the way that this game makes me feel. You know, it's an absolute pleasure to drive. Absolute pleasure. I'm going to be a bit rusty because obviously I haven't played it in a little while. I think once we start progressing a little bit more, it shouldn't be too bad. We should get back into the swing of it. And if I don't manage to do that within 940 miles, there's something wrong with me. But like I said, guys, if the volumes are too low, please let me know and I will adjust them. As you can see as well, I've got a light mod for the interior of the Scania, blue light mod for all the lights and stuff. Definitely complements the truck, that's for sure. Alright, let's get out. Nice little BMW mod there as well. Like I say, this game is just like, it's an absolute pleasure to play. Like I said, I do apologise for the lack of content. Things just have been a bit weird. I've been feeling too good inside myself, so just took a little break, you know. But we're back at it, doing what we do best. Whoa, what a crash. But I appreciate you all coming in anyway. It's an absolute pleasure as always. know, I think between this and American Truck, I finally decided that Euro Truck is actually my favourite one out of the two. I think that it just looks a little bit nicer. As you can see, we got the Fernbus liveries for all the coaches. Nice little addition, I think. Flixbus. You know, the one thing that I've always said about Euro Truck is it does a really nice job with the atmosphere. You know, the cities that you travel to, you know, different countries that you travel to, they all feel like they're lived in. You know, we've all played other trucking titles before, and they definitely lack that sort of environment. You know, it definitely takes away from the immersion of the whole trucking simulation, you know, because you want it to look nice. Yeah, I mean, at least I do anyway. I don't know about everybody else, but... I mean, just like majority of things, the whole modding community is fantastic. I don't know if everybody follows them. I mean, if you don't, I would definitely recommend doing so. But if you follow the SCS's Twitter page, they've got loads of stuff on all the time of different trucking competitions or different, you know, different design competitions and stuff like that for different trucks. You know, so if, like I say, if you're into that sort of thing, I'd definitely recommend checking it out, because they do have some really nice truck designs on there. And of course, you know, if anybody is interested, we do have a Discord, and the Discord link will be in the description. So there, you know, we can share pretty much everything, to be completely honest with you. Anything sim related, you know, screenshots, trophies, all that sort of stuff. And we can also share you know, upcoming news for different games that we all enjoy, that we all play. So, you know, everybody's welcome. There are a few rules, but obviously, you know, anybody that's used Discord before knows that servers have rules. You know, there's nothing you can do about that. But yeah, like I say, you're all welcome to join if that's something that you'd be interested in. Obviously, got a fantastic community growing. And I just think sometimes you don't get the you know, when you YouTube something or you try and Google something, you don't always get sort of like a direct answer. You've always got to like sift through, you know, the those sort of spam sites to try and find it, and you never actually get an answer anyway. So with the Discord, at least, you know, if you've got any questions regarding any sim game that you're playing, there's bound to be somebody in there that will be able to assist you, which is pretty cool. It's nice as well that the employees that you hire just work automatically. You haven't got to assign them jobs or anything. You just hire them and they just work for you. I think it's great, because sometimes with other games, the content itself is literally that, just assigning drivers routes and creating routes and things like that. And to be completely honest, for me, that takes away from the actual like sole purpose of the game, and it's trucking. You know, you got to enjoy it. And I feel that if it was any more logistical, it would become far too complicated, and I don't think many people would enjoy it as much. But it's still pretty decent, nevertheless. Let's pick up a little bit more speed here, shall we? But like, if any of you guys use the Logitech as well, I mean, obviously we're limited to just 6 gears on the shifter. So in the configuration for the trucks, you can choose different gearbox ratios and all that sort of stuff. So you can have a 12 speed, you could have a 24 speed, you know, the list goes on, 18 speed. Or you can just do what I've done and just put 6 speed on, because I feel that toggling going up through another selection of 6 gears is it's just an extra button to pay attention to, and it's not exactly easy when you've got all of this to pay attention to, you know. My first speeding offence of the day. I thought genuinely I was going to get pulled over then. It would be so cool if that was the case. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we get a mod someday that actually happens. It's cool that the lights shine up, you know, flash up and everything. But For me, I mean, when you've got the different occurrences, you know, between the people being pulled over, the diversions, all that kind of stuff, you know, it really does feel like real world trucking. You know, like I said about the environment and about it being lived in, you know, it's something which definitely promotes this game without a shadow of a doubt. Now, of course, it's night time. It always is when I try and stream this game. But yeah, you can get realistic like day and night cycles, which is another, you know, another great feature. It's just there's lots of customization, of lot of accessibility options, where you can literally design this game in a way of how you want to play it, you know. And I think you've got to give credit where credit is due for that, because they do a phenomenal job. And the fact that they're still supporting this game as well after all these years, you know, it's definitely nice to see a gaming developer that puts enough time and attention and a bit of love and detail into making this game, you know, a great experience for all, really. Yeah, I'd absolutely love for this game to come to console. It would be incredible, not only for the you know, for the sim community, but for consoles as well. You know, as a console player myself, you know, it's definitely something which I would absolutely love to see. Whether it will happen is a different story, but it's not completely off the table, is it? How's it going, King Joker? I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, King Joker, you don't have to keep spamming hi. You just get removed. It's just as simple as that, really. But like I say, guys, welcome if you're new. If the volumes are a bit loud for the microphone, please let me know and I will adjust them accordingly. But other than that, I appreciate you all stopping in. Right, what are we doing? 619 miles to go. Hopefully it becomes daylight soon. I always find every time that I stream this game, it's always at night. I pick the trailer or whatever I'm delivering up in the daylight, and then when I'm about maybe 100-200 miles in, it just seems to be dark for a considerable amount of time. But like I was saying, in one of my previous streams regarding this actually coming to console, you know, I've thought about it quite lengthy, I would say, you know, and I've tried to look for sort of like any information that would kind of suggest that it could potentially come, and unfortunately I just don't really seem to come across much. not anything that's happened recently anyway. What are we? 1:30 in the morning. Okay, that's not too bad. Gonna get stuck behind this caravan now. This tunnel really messes with my eyes. Oh, looks like the heavens have opened. Put the wipers on. So I absolutely love the weather physics in this game, especially with the mods as well, the realistic weather systems and all that sort of stuff, realistic thunderstorms. You know, it's definitely really nice. I like being somewhat, you know, cozy, if that's the right way to say it, in the cab. I wish there was a few more options regarding that, but 19 miles an hour. They've really got some strange speed limits through some of these tolls. What have we got going on here? Little accident. You know, the one thing which I actually really like as well is when you've got a diversion because of an accident. It's not like the diversion is just there but the accident isn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just there to kind of simulate that there was an accident, but in fact with this game, if you used to go through the diversion and ignore it, you actually find that there is actually a real accident, and like the whole like motorway is completely blocked off on that side because there's an accident. It's so cool to see. In one of my previous streams, I actually drove through just to find out whether, you know, the diversion was there for a genuine reason, or whether it was just there as kind of like a, you know what I mean, like it's there but it's not sort of thing. And I drove through it, and believe it or not, it was actually there. I think it was a burnt out truck or something like that on the motorway. It's absolutely crazy. a burnt out truck or a crashed plane or something like that. It was it's pretty cool to see. You'll give them props for putting stuff like that in. Let's speed it up a little bit. Put it in cruise control. We're okay for fuel at the moment. You'd be surprised actually on how far you can go on one tank of fuel. When I first started playing this game, I was so conscious about, you know, having enough fuel, resting enough, you know, all that kind of stuff, and it really does add to the whole, you know, simulation side of it. Now you can turn the fatigue off, which is what I've done, but when it's on, it definitely adds. It almost feels like it's a chore to a degree. So I just turn it off completely. When you do turn it off, you can still access the resting zones though, which is quite nice. So if you're a bit fed up with the weather, or you know, it being daytime, nighttime, whatever, you know, the option's there if you just want to change it. But it does of course affect your estimated delivery times. Getting on 3:30 nearly in the morning, 510 miles to go. Fuel's okay, just got over 18 hours to deliver it. Now it's so easy to become complacent with that time, because what I found is that those hours they go by so fast, especially when you're down to like the last sort of couple hundred miles. You know, it says that you've got like 5 or 6 hours to do a couple hundred miles, and you think to yourself, oh yeah, that's plenty enough time, you know. But when you actually get there, you find yourself you're within the sort of like 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes even down to 1 minute left on the delivery time, you know, and it's kind of catches you out, you know. And that's where your speed limits come into play. You know, abiding by the speed limit is more beneficial than actually tanking it through. Not only for your fuel, but for your fines as well. But there's also a feature there as well. If you have a look at the timestamp, you can actually change the time zones on and off. So you can have it kind of set to wherever you start and it stays that time, or you can have the time zones, you know, the time differences. So each country that you go to, the times obviously change, which is another really nice little detail. I know many people probably won't care for something like that, but the fact that they've managed to put something like that in is really cool. You know, I mean, for me, you know, kind of starting the whole trucking simulation playing on the road on console, you know, and now I'm playing Euro Truck and American Truck on the PC. I mean, you can't really put them in the same bracket. I mean, yes, they are trucking simulators, but obviously one does better than the other. For the likes of on the road, it's not a bad stepping stone, I suppose. It's not a bad game to a point of where it, you know, does what it kind of sets out to do within, you know, within a little bit of reason, I suppose. Despite the current state of the game and how that's gone, you know, I still got a few hours of enjoyment out of it. Still has the potential to be a really good game. They just need to pull their finger out, I think. But we all know the current situation with that. Nice little thunderstorm. Check the road conditions. Make sure I leave enough space. Don't want to be rear-ending a bus now. That's what I mean. All of these factors, all of these, you know, other drivers, AI drivers, they're very, very intelligent. They do wait, they do let you pull out, you know, all that sort of stuff, but their speeds as well can really affect your estimated delivery time. And so do the diversions as well, if you actually choose to, you know, kind of play it legitimately to some degree. You know, it can add hours on top of your existing journey, and I mean hours. I started out a route that was only 400-500 miles, and one singular diversion added 800 miles on top of the existing mileage that was already there. I think that was the only job that I didn't actually finish, because I think I was down to like the last sort of like couple hundred miles, and then there was another diversion which added stupid amount of time onto the route, and I just couldn't be bothered. To be honest, I was driving for quite a considerable amount of time. I just had enough at that point. You know, we all rage quit at some point, don't we? Finally, he's moved over. I have no idea why he anchored on then. It's almost like they brake check you every now and then to make sure you're awake. This weather is absolutely incredible. Thankfully though, it looks like there is a little bit of daylight breaking in the distance. Let's try and remove some of that rain off the window, shall we? You know, the one cool thing that I actually really love about this game is that when you're like reversing into like link up to a trailer, you can look out the window as well. Just little details like that. Now currently I do have the realistic truck physics on, so you got any wheel with any sort of like remote like force feedback, it's a game changer, because the trucks act, sound and respond the way that you would expect a real truck in the real world to do. Like I say, when I first started playing this game, it definitely exceeded my expectations, and it is doing that every single day. Every time I play it, it's an absolute pleasure. But I think we got some sort of river crossing or something like that coming up. A ferry port or something like that. I think that's the last sort of like stretch. Last couple hundred miles, I think it is, or the last 100 miles. Just looking forward to an updated snow mod, because I have tried the one that's currently available, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. But I'd absolutely love to be able to drive in the snow on this game. Oh, but it looks like the rain has stopped. The sun is out, the sky is blue. Get some air in the cab. Absolutely beautiful sunrise. Look at that. You see them all anchor on then. That was a bit of a close one. Thing is, once you get used to your truck, and that's one thing I'd actually recommend, is as tempting as it would be to go and buy loads of different trucks and try different trucks at different times, I would recommend picking a truck. I mean, the quick jobs are a perfect way to do it, because it gives you an option to drive all the trucks that are available, and you can kind of just sift through the ones that you like and ones that you don't like. Makes it much easier when it comes to purchasing trucks. But when you actually find a truck that you really like and you want to use for the majority of the stuff that you do, just stick with that truck, because it'll make it so much easier for you in the long run. Because I've had it before where I've gone to different trucks, they've all got different ratios and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes, you know, it's like you've got so many bad habits of driving the truck that you like, that when you go to using a different truck, you tend to mess up a lot more than usual. So what I try and do is just try and stick with one or two trucks and use them regularly, and it definitely improves your driving and the experience that you have. So far the Scania it's an absolute dream to drive. An absolute dream to drive. Like, it is probably my favourite truck out of the ones that I own. The Volvos are quite nice as well, but the Scania for me, it's just much nicer. I just like Scanias. I like the way they look, the interiors, how they sound. we've got 260. So you look at this, it says 263 miles. We've got 12 hours and 27 minutes. You watch that time just fade away. In a minute it'll be an hour, you know, then it'll be something like 26 minutes. I don't understand where it goes. But I think this ferry crossing is going to be the main one that really chews away at the time. It's such a beautiful game. But of course, if you find yourself in a little bit of an incident, you know, crashing, stuff like that, you do get penalties for that. Not just for crashing, but each time that, you know, you may have like a truck inspection, or you know, you go through one of those inspection tolls, whatever you want to call them. You know, you do get penalised for your truck not being in a fit state. And of course, if you do break down, because you can break down, or if you tip your truck for whatever reason, you've got to call roadside recovery, and they tow you to the nearest like service station. So it's pretty cool. I wish that they'd showed you like a little animation with that, but unfortunately it's just a black screen. But you kind of get the idea anyway. Yeah, but vehicle servicing your truck is a thing. Yeah, just make sure that everything's up to scratch. Stockholm. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, just to put it into perspective, with the size of the map, I think I'm close to like 15-16% unlocked. So you can imagine the general scale of everything, and everything that you can, the places that you can travel. And of course, you know, you don't have to travel them by doing jobs. You know, you can free drive if that's something that you'd be interested in doing. There's an option for it all. Not only that, but you can get modded cars as well, so you don't necessarily have to be driving a lorry or a truck or whatever. You can drive some buses. I think I've seen a few Dodge Chargers as well, a few Skodas and all that. Like I said, when I used to play on the road, you know, because obviously it's Germany, you know, Europe, you get, when you come to playing something like this, you drive through the same places essentially, and you notice that the attention to detail, you almost don't recognize it. The only thing that really stands out is the sign. You know, and I've had it multiple times before where I've been driving through, you know, like a city or something like that, And I'm like, oh yeah, I recognise it. I've been through here before or on the road. But obviously where the attention to detail is so different, you know, I think that on the road really does do Europe kind of an injustice, really, because it's so poorly done that it doesn't feel or look like its real life counterpart, essentially. And I feel that when you're driving for long periods of time, especially in this game anyway, and in On the Road, you want to, you know, your environment, you want to be able to enjoy the scenery rather than it just being the same old stuff over and over and over again. Because let's face it, in On the Road, the just the general sort of textures and AI and everything like that, you know, it's all a bit of a buggy mess, isn't it? But like I say, I have a suspicion, because I've got 10 hours and 43 minutes. I have a sneaky suspicion that, like I said, the last sort of 80 miles, I think, where I get to this ferry port, if it is a ferry port anyway, that time is just going to completely drain. In fact, I might actually check my map real quickly and see how far. Yeah, so I'm nearly there. I am nearly there. What have we got going on here? A bit of roadworks. Starting to make me question how long this ferry journey actually is. Right, is he going to let me across? Yep. What have we got going on here? Oh, that did not look good. The whole front end of that car was just absolutely smashed in. Beautiful scenery. Just makes me want to pull up and, you know, get my fishing rod out. Right, this is where things get a little bit technical now. which one is it? Is it this one? Sometimes they ask you for a vehicle inspection in those things. They check your paperwork and all that kind of stuff. I guess I'm getting fast-tracked. Right, I think it's... yeah. All aboard. I think that the element of this is really cool. The fact that you can, like, board a ferry. Right, where are we going? Why is it giving me two options? I guess I want to go there. To Finland. But that's what I mean. I knew that the travel time would absolutely eat away. Yeah, so now I've got 39 minutes to do 21 miles, so I really need to get a move on. But it doesn't matter if you're, you know, if you're late. You just lose a few bonuses here and there. But of course, try not to. Especially with some of the larger hauls that you can do, you can lose an awful lot of money. I think the largest amount of money that I've actually lost is about 700 grand for being late. Oh, red light. But so far, I mean, it's been a pretty pleasant journey, I must say. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed getting back into Euro Truck. It's a fantastic game. You know, it's all, like I say, it's always a pleasure to play this. Oh. Oh. Nicely done. Hopefully it changes soon. 7 minutes to do 3 miles. I mean, it's not too bad. But it's these red lights that are going to get me, I think. Yeah, that 7 minutes is just changed to 3 minutes. So this is what I mean, you know, you get really strapped for time towards the end. Now I've just got to figure out where we're parking. Is this it in here? It certainly looks like it. Well, that's not good, is it? Discovered a new recruitment area. Oh, have I gone over it? I think I've gone over it. There we go. Unlink that. Amazing stuff. So, I mean, we've travelled 823 miles, which is, you know, fantastic. I enjoyed every moment of it. You know, got a few delivery bonuses, which is quite nice, and I was on time too. But I'm going to wrap it up for this stream. Like I say, I appreciate each and every one of you coming in. If you did like this sort of content, you are new here, please like and subscribe, turn that bell notification on. And like I say, if you are interested in joining the Discord channel, that link will be in the description. But like I say, guys, until next time, take it easy, stay safe, and I will catch you all in the next one.